Hello again, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be rearranging my altar to reflect Lughnasadh or Lammas. And whilst I do that, I want to go through a little bit about the history, the difference between Lammas and Lughnasadh, and link it back to my practice. So this video is going to be a part of the Mundane The Magic series, purely because it looks mundane, but underneath there is a little bit of magic. So first off, I'm going to remove my litha or summer solstice bits, and then we're going to clean down and redecorate for Lammas. So without further ado, let's do that now. So as usual, some bits are going to be placed, well, I'm going to keep the same. It's just a couple of different colours and items that I just want to revamp and refresh for Lughnasadh. So let's start removing everything first. So I'll start off with what Lughnasadh is first. So Lughnasadh is one of the 8 Sabbats that happens throughout the year. It's typically celebrated on August 1st, roughly. Some people, or at least in previous history, they used to celebrate it either around August 1st or around the first full moon of or within August. Out of the 8 Sabbats, 3 of these are part of the harvest seasons, with Lughnasadh or Lammas being the first one. This is typically where cereals like corn, like Salem, where things like corn, wheat, durum, that kind of thing, is harvested. So Lughnasadh is the first harvest in the year. It also marks the halfway point between the summer solstice and the equinox. I can never remember off the top of my head. Can you get off this, please? Thank you very much. You have to coax it out. The next harvest Sabbat is Mabon. That's typically where fruit harvest is in abundance. And then lastly we have Samhain for Gaelic or Irish, Scottish or Irish. And that's when the last of the harvest season occurs, and obviously when the veil is thinnest. So now I'm just getting my things to clean. Oh no. Well, I can't blame that on the cat. Where's that one? Found it. Selenite first. So for those that are wondering, the tools that I use to sound cleanse, I use selenite, which is a crystal that represents the clearing and resetting of energy. It also helps charge space, and other items like jewellery and things like that. So this is selenite. And I also sound cleanse as well. So sound cleansing disrupts and tries to get rid of negative energy with the intention of getting rid of negative energy. Now, obviously this is my altar, so normally it is clear of negative energy. I'm just re-establishing that boundary and making sure it's definitely has no negativity near it. Just to show you what I'm doing. So this was my cloth for Litha, and I'm going in with this cloth for Lughnasadh. I'm going for more brownish, reddish colours because we are slowly entering into fall. So that's going to take centre there. I am going to keep my sunflowers because they are still in full season. We are still in summer. So let's talk about where Lughnasadh comes from, because there is a slight difference between Lughnasadh and Lammas. One is older and comes from Irish Gaelic, whereas the other one is newer in quotation, but it's Anglo-Saxon. So first off, Lughnasadh is the Celtic Irish festival, okay? And the term actually means commemoration of Loo. So Loo is a god, okay? He is the god of light, skill, and crafts. Light, skill, and crafts. And this day, in terms of myth and legend, he commemorated this day in honour of his foster mother. And I'm not going to say her name because I do not want to butcher it, but essentially she gave up her life in clearing the land for agriculture. So Loo said, this day is in honour of my mother, because without her sacrifice, we wouldn't have the harvest. So yeah, so Loo is part of the Celtic Irish mythology. He's the god of light, skill, crafts. So often when people make the dollies out of corn and stuff, technically that's for his craftsmanship. It's in honour of his craftsmanship. Now this represents wheat, and it also represents first harvest or lambs. That's going to go here, I think. So that is Lughnasadh. Moving on to Lammas. So Lammas is from Anglo-Saxon. and it translates into loafmas, meaning that this is the first loaf that has been blessed by the first cultivating of cereals. So it is Anglo-Saxon, and through history it looks like this is where Christianity tried to Christianize pagans in Lughnasadh, moving away from the Celtic, moving away from the pagan. They did the blessing of the first loaf in the church and all that kind of stuff. But essentially, Lughnasadh refers to the god. Lammas refers to the first loaf, the first making, the first feast of the cereal harvest. You can still move away from the Christianized version and look at it spiritually. It represents a different form of transformation, in where things that we've grown, yes, we have culled, we are collecting it, we're killing it, but in that killing, it has been transformed into something that will sustain us. So it's more of a metamorphosis in that respect, that in death we feed life, and that happens everywhere. Death in ourselves, our physical body, death in plants, death in nature will give way to new rebirth, new life, that kind of thing. One thing that I came across, and this is from a website and I am going to link it down below, and they said, and this is very good, that I like to take away, it's where abundance meets awareness. Visible fruit can be seen from invisible efforts. And I think that's a really good analogy, because from a seed grows into a tree, eventually giving yield to fruit. And we don't see the tree forming this fruit. We just see the outcome. So I'm placing down the deities. Also putting back my money jar, money spell, I guess you could say. And then I'm going to add a goddess this time. So this is a goddess, brown, green, still representing we're still in nature and the changing into autumn. And she's going to go here, I think, next to my ladies. What's the difference? People tend to use both names interchangeably, which is fine. they are referring to similar or the same festival. It's just in terms of history, Loo-na-sah is the Celtic, Gaelic festivities of the god, whereas Lammas is more of the Anglo-Saxon blessing of the first feast, so to speak, from the harvest. We are still in summer, however summer is fading, hence the reason why I've gone for colours more muted like brown. This is actually from my garden, so I have a pear tree as well as a cooking apple tree, and as you can probably imagine, loads of apples fall onto my grass every single day. This is one of the fresher ones that have come off. I don't want one that's been there for a while. Now, I'm putting this on my altar because I've not gone out to for a walk or anything like that. So this is the closest thing that I've got that relates to the Sabbath. But these apples, these are not ready yet, okay? So these are premature apples that have fallen because there is no space. They've fallen off because of the wind, they've fallen off because something's not quite right. One of the things about apples that I find fascinating is that when you cut into it, and you cut it this way, see how it's not ready? Can you see the star? The star that so many of us relate to, the pentacle, the pentagram, the 5 points of a star, is in apples. It's in oranges. It's in any fruit that we normally eat. Bananas, kiwis, all have the star shape. So this is going to go on my altar. And I'm going to leave a space so that my cats can jump up. Whether you celebrate Lammas, Loo-na-sah, whatever, take a moment to reflect on the invisible efforts that you've done. For me, more recently as well, I've seen how much my business, my craft, has grown. What I was worried about this time last year, the worry's still there, I'm not gonna lie, but it's definitely a lot more muted. And I guess I can share it, seeing as though this is probably something that we all come across, to be fair. So many of you know that my background is a teacher, and I decided to step away from teaching due to my business growing, as well as mental health reasons. Luckily, I found a new job, boss that helps, boss that knows me. And I'm fortunate enough to be able to work from home. I'm still working. I'm still in the education system. I'm just not teaching. However, and this came through in a reading that I had a couple of years, a year or so ago, that teaching can look different. And I've begun to realise that the videos that I do, the posts that I make, the talks that I'm now giving, I'm still teaching in a different way. I'm still integrating my love for science in my practice as well. Because there was always the divide of you have a degree in science and you do this? Yeah. Because I see how science integrates with spirituality. And the more I talk about it, the more reaffirming it is for me. So think about what you've done in the past year. Your visible efforts and the invisible effort that you've gone through to get to this point. I wish you a blessed Lughnasadh, Lammas cereal harvest. And I want to ask you one final question, if you want to engage into this video. How have you celebrated Lughnasadh? Do you prefer Lughnasadh or do you prefer Lammas? Share it in the comments below. And I will see you in the next one. Maeve out.